What are the key steps to make sure that you're not only just bringing leads into your world, but you're actually moving them to become clients? All right, we are live and welcome to another episode of Tactical Tuesday. Today we're going to be talking about the steps which you can use to implement a very effective sales pipeline. And I'm also going to be talking about the key steps. And in fact, if you wait till the end, I'm actually going to show you the key step that makes all the difference between being successful in the acquiring of clients or just the difference between bringing leads into the pipeline, because it's not just about lead generation. You know, a lot of the time you hear marketers in particular, I am a marketer in a way, talking about lead generation, but all lead generation is bringing people in who could buy what you've got for them. It's people that you could potentially help. The question is, should they buy, and should they be in a position where you can help them? Are they in a position where you've identified you are the right person to do the job? And with anything, there are these sort of three different perspectives. Now, advisor or consultant's an interesting thing. So you can be a consultant, absolutely, and you can still be an employee. You can be a consultant and be a service provider. You can be a consultant or be an advisor. And I just look at it from a point of view of how you're engaging with the clients and how they are responding to you. The advisor is the person who gives advice. The service provider provides a service with the client telling them what they want. The employee does what they are asked to do or instructed to do. So if you're a consultant that is actually taking instruction for the client, then I would suggest that you have a much better opportunity to gain higher fees and higher value out of actually moving from that to service provider, but further on to advisor, which means that you're actually doing the work of positioning for advice. Now, what does that mean in a pipeline situation? It means that we can't just put advertising out there. We can't go to people and say, will you work with us? It needs to be very much an engagement that works through a process where they, in essence, ask for your support. They ask for your help. Right? Exactly. It's 100% how it's pronounced. So let's look at the process, because with all processes we have a start, maintain, complete. We actually have three steps that we need to move through. So what is the start when it comes to these processes? Well, for us to actually get the right type of clients we want to work with, we want to actually put them through a diagnostic or an audition process, which means at the end of the day, we need to be able to speak to people. So if we're looking to speak to people, we really do need to connect with them in a way that allows us to speak to them. That's the start of any relationship. How are we going to connect? Now, that all comes down to where the client is and where you are connecting. What is the connection point? Now, at a networking function, that may be a connection of a handshake. In an online space, if there is a specific role that you want to engage with, the easiest place to find those roles is on LinkedIn. If there's a certain psychographic, the way people are thinking about things, the easiest place to find them is on Facebook, because there are interest groups. Right? If there is demographics, there are certain places for those. If it's companies, then there is literally a list of these, whether it's on something as simple as Google or even the yellow pages, right? We're looking for lists of places where we can have a connection point. And so that's what we start. That is the most important part of the process for any of this to happen. None of it can happen before a connection is made. Now, with any service, with any advisory service, with any consulting activity at all, we need to have a conversation to get to the sale. But if we flip this around for e-commerce, we've got to imagine that there is someone else who's going to connect with us. So we need to be in a place where they can make the connection. We're never going to be an advisory in that space. We're going to be a product provider, but I want you to understand that this actually works the same if we're working in advisory and consulting right through to e-commerce. So there still needs to be a connection point of some point. So connection, then I go qualify, in an invite, and then chat. So what does that mean? Qualify. Is this a person we should be speaking to? Ideally, could they use what we've got? Is this the right person we should be having a conversation with? Should we be chatting with these people at this point? And look, you could chat with everybody. You know, if we had a million hours in a day, you know, we could do this sort of chat all day long. But we can't. because we don't have that. We have the same limited amount of 24 hours in every single day, and every single one of you has that same amount of time. So where are you going to spend it? Where are you going to spend the energy that you've got in time? Well, my suggestion is to always qualify the people you're bringing into your world before you do that. Otherwise, you're going to waste a lot of time having unnecessary conversations. So connect, qualify. Then I suggest an invite. We're inviting people into our world to step through the threshold. They've met the mentor. Will they take the invitation? And yes, I'm talking about the hero's journey, right? So there is someone going through their day-to-day ordinary life. There is a call to adventure. What is that? Something goes wrong or an opportunity shows up. Something happens in their world. They will maybe ignore the call. They'll deny the call. Maybe that didn't happen, or I can deal with the problem for now. But eventually it will become overwhelming and they need to accept the call and take a step forward. At that point, they're ready to do something, and that's when advisors step in, right? They meet the mentor, and that's the point of connection for us, where we invite them to take a step. If they take the step, they're moving into our world. If they don't take the step, they're not ready yet, and that's absolutely fine, right? So connect, qualify, invite. How do we invite? Do we invite them to a call? You can, but that's actually taking something from someone. That's taking time from somebody. My suggestion is to invite them to something that is of value that you can give them. And I was just saying on a call before, the best way to create value or relevance for someone is to actually take their identity, their values, and their the words that they use, and actually share it back for them. So you create a mirror. So if I wanted to, let's say, put together an event for accountants, I might call it, the future of accounting for 2023 or something like that. Like, it's relevance to their identity. So you invite them to a thing. We can talk more about that in another session, but the invite step moves them into your world. They've accepted to take a step with you. At that point, you get to have a conversation. I call it chat because it's simple conversation. It's not big, deep conversation. We're not trying to uncover all their problems. We just want to get to know them a little bit. And by getting to know them a little bit, we're building trust, we're building friendship, we're building rapport. And in doing that, what it does is when people are friends with you, they will tell you secrets. And for any advisor worth their salt, they would want to know the secrets that are going to enable them to help the person take steps. And so what are those secrets? What are their financial goals? What's their financial situation? Where are they now? Where do they want to be? What are the challenges that are going on for them? What's not working? People don't tend to share what's not working, but they will tell their friends, right? So we're having the chat to get to know this person. They're going to say something that's going to go, that's something I can help with. And at that point, we take them through to a conversation and then potentially through to a sale. But then where are we taking them? What is the point of sale? And so we've got this connection right at the start. That's the start part. The maintain is opening the conversation. That's what maintenance is in this scenario, in this pipeline. We're maintaining the openness of a conversation. We're not trying to close them because there's no opportunity to close yet. So how are we maintaining? We're having conversations. We're inviting them through. We're actually checking if now is the right time to have the sales discussion. And if it is, then we'll invite them to the sale. Now, what does the sale look like for you? And that's the question you need to ask yourself, because that's the magic step. In fact, that is the key step to actually work all this stuff back. And it's why I can say quite confidently to most advisors that you want to have that conversation with people. Otherwise, you can't make the sale, which means you know that the point of sale is with the client. But for other businesses, that's not necessarily the case. For other businesses, it's on the website, on the web page. It's at the shop front. It's in the retail outlet, right? So where is the sale made? Once you know where the sale is made, you've got to understand how you're actually designing a journey to bring them through. I like to have a priority step in there, especially for advisors and consultants, which is to say, is now the time for us to be having this discussion? Because if it's not, if now is not the right time, if 3 months from now is the time, then let's have that conversation 2.5 months from now, right? But if now is the right time, then let's talk about how we can help you take next steps. So helping people take next steps is such a key piece of the pipeline, rather than say, how do we close? Because if you know that your key next steps are, well, we need to select a date to actually do the work. We need to sign an agreement to say, what we're both going to actually own as a responsibility. And we need to take a card, or we need to take a payment, or we need to pay a deposit, whatever it might be. Suddenly that becomes, this is the route to yes, rather than to go, right, well, it's this much and this is what you're going to get. Yes or no. We're not looking for binary. We're looking for working with the client so that they're moving constantly through a process. And that's what a pipeline is all about. There were days when people talked about sales and talked about marketing, and they still do. I don't. I talk about the pipeline. It is a sales and marketing process. It is one process, not a piece over here and a piece over there. We're stepping people proactively through the process to help get yes today, rather than actually waiting for a referral to come in whenever it comes in, waiting for people to look at our content and decide, you know what, now's the time, and for them to go, hey, can you help me? That can actually happen. It absolutely does happen, but so many people rely on it and they're wondering why they're not making ends meet. It's because they're not actually taking that proactive step and saying to someone, is now the right time? Is now the time that you actually need help? And if it is, let's have that conversation. You're not making offers, you're just saying, is now the right time to take a step? So connect, qualify, invite. Chat, priority, sale. We don't call a sale a completed sale until we get payment. Yeah? And what is that point of sale? Where do we need to actually bring them to confirm the sale? Because a yes is not a yes until the payment has been made. And no matter how many dates we create in the future or how many proposals we put out, it's not a yes until the check is signed. If you're looking for more of these videos, check out YouTube. If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure that you have a look at our next video. It's probably going to pop up after this video, and you can watch more about how we actually work with consultants to create steps to engage more clients, right? It's not a sale until the cash is in the bank. 100% Nobby. The cash is in the bank. And yeah, because you got bum checks too. There are checks that just don't work. And if you're looking for ways to really make this easier for yourself, how to get clients, I would say on tap. Wouldn't be surprised if I actually had something that you could grab from that. There's our Clients on Tap booklet that we've got. It's a guide to help you with what steps you can put in place to engage clients over time and to really have a barrel of clients that you can contact when you need to grow. So this is not waiting on other people to ask for your help. This is about bringing people into a community and knowing that you're always going to have opportunity. And it just makes life so much easier than trying to grab all these drips and opportunities all over the place. We bring them all into one place. I call that Clients on Tap. And if you'd like to, just click that, look at the link, or use your phone to actually scan the QR code and you can download that right now. Until next time, my name is Russell Pearson. If you are wanting to join the Future Proof Business Group, go to Future Proof Business Group on Facebook. Check out my YouTube channel. Just go for Russell Pearson. That's SSL for Russell Pearson, and you'll find all the goodies that we put out there. I've also got the Consulting Business Podcast, which you can listen to or you can watch on YouTube as well. Until next time, stay absolutely passionate. I will catch you on the next one. Bye for now.